Hi, I'm Sophie and welcome to my world. You know, I get a lot of requests for things to decorate your room. And you know, I haven't done duct tape in a while and I really apologize for that. It's just been so crazy busy. So I thought I would put the two of them together, duct tape and something to decorate your room. And I came up with this really super cute duct tape banner. Isn't that fun? And you know, you could use this for graduation or a happy birthday sign or anything that you wanted to use it for. But I thought it'd be fun to make one for your name. And you can make it this size, or you can even make a little tiny one for your locker. So I'm going to teach you how to make this big one right here. And I'm also going to give you the steps and techniques to make this little one right here. So I'm going to show you now how to do it. So for this project, you're going to need duct tape. Now I'm doing a rainbow assortment, so I've got all my duct tape here. You can do just one color if you want, or two, or whatever, but this is my rainbow assortment. You're going to need some string or yarn, or you can even use ribbon. It's really up to you. I'm going to be using some yarn. You're going to need about a yard of it, depending on how long your name is. I'm going to be using parchment paper. That's to make sticker letters, and I'll need my scissors. And I'll need my Sharpie pen. I've also got my work surface back here, which is very important. Now, what I'm going to be doing is for each flag, I'm going to be using 2 pieces of 10-inch tape. And so let me just move this off to the side. So I've already taken my tape and I've got it set here, and it's 2 pieces of 10 inches. And what I'm going to do is lift it up here, just take one, lift it up, and I'm going to place it on top of the other one, lined up as straight as I can, and I'm going to overlap about a pinky, which is about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. So pinky width, right up there. See that pinky nail? That's what I'm using as my measurement. All right, now I'm going to take my string. And what I'm going to do with my string is measure out about a yard, maybe a little bit more. Let's do 5 feet just to be safe, just so we have enough. You can always cut if you need to. And I'm going to leave myself enough on this end that I can either tie a hook or tie a circle loop here if I want to, so that I can have something to hang it. So I'm going to leave a little bit here. Now what I want to do is pick up my tape, and I want to find the center of my tape. So in my case, I'm going to be using my work surface here that has a measuring. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right there. So I line it up at the edge, and you can use a ruler to do this, or if you've got one of those amazing cutting boards that has the measurements, then you can just use that. So I count down 5 because this is 10 and I want it exactly in the middle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be right there. I'm just going to take my string, and again, remember, I'm leaving some extra, and I'm going to lay it right on top of that 5-inch mark, like that. Now, here's where it gets a tiny, tiny bit tricky, and this might take some practice to get. What you're going to do is take it from the ends, and you're going to fold it over itself, locking in that string, lining itself up with itself like that. And then if there's any extra on the bottom, just fold it up onto itself like that. There we go. So now you've got your flag. Now you can leave your flag square, but I'm also going to be teaching you all the different techniques of cutting. I like to use my thumb. This is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and I'm going to place my next piece. So once again, I've already got my second piece set here, and what I did is I put my 2 pieces and I've overlapped them so they've got that pinky. Pull this up and over, line it up, and now I'm going to add my second flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my mark right there. Using my thumb as my measurement, I line this one up right in the center. And fold it over to lock it in. Now this does take a little bit of practice, I will admit. fold it over on top of itself, and then if you have enough on the bottom, lock it in. Now, if you don't have too much on the bottom, don't worry about it. Just leave it because you're going to probably end up cutting it anyway. Okay, I would continue doing this all the way across for the number of letters that I need. And I'm going to jump ahead here because I do want to teach you how to do all the different cuts. So now I've got mine all set here. I can get rid of this work surface now. And I'm going to show you the different ways to cut. Now, the main thing is when you're cutting, you're going to want to fold these over as much in half as you can. Now, the one thing that may be a little bit tricky is that seam, because remember, you've overlapped your tape there, and sometimes that can be a little bit of a sticky wicket. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my scissors. I've folded over my first one here, and I'm just going to make this one like a scalloped end. So what I'm going to do is, starting in the middle, I'm going to start from here, and I'm just going to cut up at a gentle angle. So starting at the bottom, gentle angle up. Now, if for some reason when you were making your fold over, you got a little extra sticky here, this is the time that you can just trim that away. See that? And that's how you make a scalloped or shield-like flag. Now this next one, what I'm going to do, my green one here, I'm going to make this like a pointy pennant. Now, you can see here too, I wanted to show you this example. I didn't fold this one over because it's so thin. But when I do fold this over to cut it, I want to make sure that the sticky side is facing out. Otherwise, it's going to stick to itself. So I'm going to fold this, and again, you can see there's that edge, getting that edge, because it's got that double tape there, can be a little tricky. We're going to go like that, fold it in half, try to get it as close to the side there as possible so that those sides meet. And for this one, because I'm going to make it a pointy pennant, I'm just going to start in the middle, and I'm going to aim right for that corner over there. So starting in the middle. And I'm doing this at a slight arc so that I get not a real straight edge, but a slight arch. And you can really see it here, just a tiny little arch. And that's just to give me a little bit more character than just straight up and down. There we go. That's that one. And now what I want to do is make one that looks kind of like a flower. So I fold this over onto itself again. And you see, you can start figuring out whatever designs you would like to make. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little tiny scallop. So I'm just going to cut up and over like a little half moon, like a turtle shell. And then I'm going to make a full turtle shell like this. So start at the bottom. There's my turtle shell. See the top of it? And now I'm going to make like a flower petal or turtle shell. There we go. And when you open it up, you get kind of a pretty scallopy edge. And now I'm going to do what I would call the quintessential banner, which is the jiggy up and out. It's like there's a triangle piece or an arrow piece cut out of it. And so what I'm going to do is fold this over, and once again you can see that sticky, so I'm going to make sure I cut the sticky out, have that facing outwards. Measure up as far up as you want to go, right into the center. And now what I'm going to do is cut from the center down to the outside edge. And that gives me my quintessentially classic pennant shape. And then I'm going to do the opposite of this, which is I'm going to fold this one over onto itself. And instead of going from the center to the edge, I'm going to go, so before I went from the center to the edge, this time I'm going to go from the bottom to the center of the outside edge. And that makes another heraldic type of banner. And then remember, over on this one, I'm going to match it to the other side, so I just fold it over. And this one is going to get that nice scalloped edge. Now, if I want to, I can also use one on the outside that I've already cut as a template so that they get pretty close and exact match to each other. There we go. Now, to add the name, you're going to be making a classic sticker. Now, if you don't know how to make your classic sticker, just go back to my tutorial. All you have to do is click in the corner there, that I information, and that will take you to my tutorial on how to make classic duct tape letter stickers. Here's the thing. When you make a letter sticker, all you do is take some parchment paper, and lay down your tape on top. Now, here's the thing. When you do a letter sticker, you either have to write it backwards or you have to let it dry really, really good. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to write my letter like that. Here's the deal. I have to let this dry really, really good. Otherwise, when I put my tape on it, it'll come out and it'll come out on the edges when I cut it. So if you are one of those people who prints their name out from the computer and then traces it, you could always do it backwards and then put your tape on this side so that it's not touching the letters. But just to show you what you're going to do, I'm going to take a little tape. Again, there's a whole tutorial to show you how to do this. But you take your tape, lay it over top, just like that. And then you would come back and you would cut. Now, if you've made it a little bit too big, then you would just use a little extra tape. And then you come back and you cut, and you can watch. You can cut from this side, like that. Now, to save time, I've already made my letters. So all I'm going to do now is take my letters and place them on my banner. So I got my S, and I got my O. Now this would make a great graduation banner. This would make a great decoration banner. If you were running for office at school, you could make your own Vote for Me banner. And you can make these even bigger if you wanted to. Right now, these are about 4 inches wide by about 5 inches long. But you could make it, if you wanted to, you could make it 6 inches wide. It's really up to you how wide you make them. I also want to show you how to make the skinny version, which I like for dollies. Bring this over for my E. And that's it. There you go. There's my name. Now, for the tiny ones, which is this one right here, I want to bring this in so I can show you. I've used the classic cut, and all I've done is used a single piece of tape, and in this case, they are 6 inches long. And again, you do it exactly the same way that you did the other, except for the fact that you only use a single one. So you've got 6, and you go 1, 2, 3, because that's your center. Lay it down. This is a great way to practice too, because since it's smaller, it's a little easier to fold over onto itself. And then again, this makes it easier too, because you can fold it easier because there's no seam, and you just cut. And there you go. Now, I used just some foam stickers that I had to make the letters on here, but of course you could make these as sticker letters too. And that's all there is to it. And remember, you can make it medium-sized like this, or small like this, or experiment and even make it tinier for your dolls, or bigger for a big party. You know, you can make it any way you want once you've learned the technique. For more fun ideas, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com.